So those are the techniques that you use to put the magnets inside the pieces for the Ancient Evil City Crawler. And you can use those same techniques to be able to apply it to all of the pieces that come in the set. And then you can build a beautiful board like this one here. So let's take a look at what additional pieces come in the full set and what you can do with them. So the size of these squares on the tiles in Curse City are 39 millimeters. And we scale that up so that it's 40 millimeters. We compensate for that in the size of the frames. So that's why the pieces are marked in terms of the number of millimeters that they are, because they represent sort of a standard wall is 40 millimeters, and we have our 40 millimeter single wall here. That's sort of the base of the whole set. And the next piece we have is the 10 millimeter pillar in the corner. So these come with the sample set. But additional to that, we have a 10 millimeter pillar called the skull shelf, which actually the magnets go end to end, and this allows you to sort of insert a 10 millimeter section. So in some cases, the walls, when the frames are sort of offset, the tiles are offset, you might need to add 10 centimeters somewhere. So this is kind of like a 10 centimeter wide wall. And then we have the 20 millimeter skull shelf. So this is basically a 20 millimeter wall. And then we have the blood gate spawn wall. So this is where your enemies spawn in, and we've got some skulls on the ground here. And this piece kind of hangs over the edge. And then we have the 40 millimeter corner. This is a larger piece, which is like a full corner piece, which just kind of slots down. We'll take a look at that in a second. Of course, we have this from the base set, the 40 millimeter wall, and we have the 40 millimeter inside corner. So that's when you have a tile like this that has these inside edges, that would be used for that piece. And then because we have a lot of long wall sections, again on a big wall, on a big section like this, we have a long wall section. So we created an 80 millimeter double wall, so you can kind of have a larger wall piece there. And we have the single door frame here, which we've seen in the sample set, and we have the wood door from the sample set. But we also have a larger doorway which kind of clips on the end, and it covers 3 full squares. And this is very useful in a lot of cases. We're connecting rooms together, and we'll show that right now. So let's take a look at some of these pieces in action. Okay, so let's grab a couple of the walls. You can see here the way that the magnets have been put in, and when they're kind of painted over, the magnets are a little, they blend in fairly well. So let's start by laying out our 2 tiles. And we don't really need our heroes here. And you see how this tile here, how this piece, it kind of fits. You can put it's going to line up with any one of those magnets, so it can be actually go in the center of a tile. This is a corner piece, actually. This is one that this comes up a lot. So this actually has a custom magnet hole in the bottom. This is a very solid piece, and it really sticks to the board really well. You can see it kind of almost lifted the board up when it went in there, and it has a little pile of skulls there in the bottom, which kind of helps hold the card tile down as well too. So this way you can kind of slap down a corner piece if there's a solid corner. Again, with the corner magnets here, you can build a sort of a simple corner. So essentially, on the right we have a full solid corner, and on the left we have one that's built out of 3 parts. So we feel like having the solid corner speeds up the setup process. Just slap 2 of those down. That's super fast and super quick. Okay, let's put down another tile. And actually, let's put this one offset. So you see how the magnet holes there are going to line up, and you see when it kind of lines up center to center. You can see the edges of the square line up. And the only difference between this and the layout of the core game is the space between the door is actually 20 centimeters. There's no magnets on there because it can kind of fit freely, but it's going to be held in place by the magnets on the end for the corner pieces. So, but because each piece is connected by a doorway, it expands by an additional 10 centimeters. So the game board stays proportionally the same. And so it does not change at all the dimensions of the game surface or the way that the players move between squares. We're able to maintain that even with a different proportion between the spaces. We actually have an 80 centimeter wall, so a lot of times you have a long uninterrupted wall section, so it's just a little bit bigger and a little bit more solid. And I'm going to throw on a couple of corner pieces here. I can put a corner down here, or actually, let's put in a blood gate. Let's just put in one of the spawn points here. And it kind of sits over the edge and hangs out a little bit, because those pieces are always on the outside of a board as far as that I've seen on the maps. So they're always on the outside of the board, so that's where the enemies come in from. They never connect to another piece. All right, so yeah, they're painted bright red, so they're a little bit easier to see. So let's expand this wall out. And actually, let's take a look at this other door frame here. So we actually have a double door frame because these kind of come up a lot. I'm going to attach this to another piece here. This is what I call the 3x3+1 because it has this little extra piece. And if I drop that in there like that, and it actually has some magnets in the bottom there that'll kind of help hold it in place. And it's not on there, that's not holding it very secure, but as soon as I put the magnet pieces in the end, it becomes really, the magnets kind of help support each other. So I'm going to put in here, and actually in here what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this skull shelf, and it has magnets on both sides, but it doesn't have any magnets in the bottom because it doesn't necessarily always line up over top of the magnet holes on the frame. And I'm going to put an end piece on here, and then we can start to plug some walls in. Actually, well, let's see, what do we want to do next? Okay. Let's grab, I'll grab a double wall there, and actually we can grab a corner piece and see how fast that kind of goes in. Now we have this inside corner here, so we need a special piece for that. And here we have this skull wall here, and it has a pile of little skulls all the way across the top. People that have have been slain and their skulls have been displayed here. Okay, we're just connecting up an end piece here. That probably could be a door, a single door there as well too, if we were connecting it to another piece. I'm going to drop in 2 more walls there, 2 more walls, or 1 wall, 2 walls there, yeah. And then I need to use, because I have essentially 30 centimeters, like 3 10-centimeter blocks left, I'm going to put in this 20-centimeter skull wall, and then I'm going to find the outside corner, and I'm going to drop in that piece there for the corner. And I have 1 more in the back there, so I just got to find the outside corner, and it just slots right in here. And that's kind of all held in place now. We're ready to go. So you can see, like, I can move this around. It's all connected up. I've got my spawn point at one end. I got my doors through the middle. I can move this piece around very easily. It feels very, very solid and rigid, but you can see it's very easy to disassemble and readjust the pieces. So this is the real advantage of the magnets, is the speed of setting it up. It wouldn't maybe be more rigid if it was held together with open lock clips or something like that, but it would take way longer to set up, and then you're kind of messing with the clips to attach it all together. And the big thing about Curse City is you want to be able to get the tiles down and get the walls up and start playing the game and get on with things. Okay, with our board all set up, I just want to kind of show you how stable it is. I mean, I'm not picking it up by one end or anything like that. I don't want to be disingenuous about it. You do have to kind of be a little bit careful, but as long as you hold it by the frames, everything tends to stay together and kind of hold itself together pretty well. And you see, I can kind of move it. I can grab one piece on one end. If I grab the center piece by the frame, I can move that around. It doesn't just like fall apart or fly apart. So if you're not likely to kind of bump your table as you're playing and kind of knock it all over and have things kind of going all over the place. It's very stable. Okay, so you want to get those sample files? It's real easy. You just go to the web page, and you're going to go here to this little box. You're going to put your email in, and you're going to hit subscribe. We're going to send you an email to confirm that, and then once you've been confirmed, you'll be on our mailing list, and you'll get the link to download the sample files. And if you like what you see in the sample files, then and you want to support us, then you should go ahead and we'll have the link for our Gumroad page, and you'll be able to buy the full set of files there. They'll be at a bit of a discount for the first 30 days. While we kind of we'll take some feedback from the early adopters and early users, and if there's requests for pieces that you need, if we get a lot of requests for the same stuff, we'll make what people would like to see. And hopefully there will be future updates to the game, and we'll keep you posted via the email list on our updates. You can also go to our Facebook page, which the link is in the description, and you can subscribe to this YouTube channel, and you're going to get all the updates as well too. So again, you can join us on the Facebook group, and we'd love to see pictures of what you print out and answer any questions you might have.